it's Destiny, and today I'm going to be building Ineffa and trying her out with my teams. I missed Ineffa's first release, and I've been patiently waiting for her rerun, and she's finally back. Before we get into today's video, let me know if you pulled Ineffa or Columbina, or if you plan to skip for someone else. And lastly, if you'd like to see more Genshin content from me, consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. First things first, I have to pull Ineffa, and after a couple of pulls on her banner as well as her weapon banner, I was able to successfully get her and her weapon. And now that I got Ineffa, let's go over my goals for her. I would like to get Ineffa to level 80 or 90. I want to get her weapon to level 80 or 90. And for her talents, I'll be upgrading her skill and burst. And lastly, for her artifact set, I'm going to try getting a 4-piece Morning Star set for her, as this is now one of Ineffa's best artifact sets. And since it's a new domain, I'll be using some fragile resins for the new domain, and hopefully I'll be able to get some decent pieces for Ineffa. For Ineffa's main stats, I would like Attack Sands, Attack Goblet, and Crit Circlet. If my Ineffa's crit rate ends up being low after building the other 4 pieces, then I'll likely use a crit rate circlet. My goals for Ineffa would be 2k attack or higher and a 1-to-2 crit ratio. Now let's begin. After pulling Ineffa, I used the materials I had pre-farmed to get her to level 71, weapon to level 60, and her skill and burst to level 6. I will need more EXP books and weapon materials in order to keep leveling up Ineffa though, so I decided to ask one of my friends if they'd like to help out with the grinding, and they were fine with me grabbing their glowing horn shrooms for Ineffa. We decided to beat up the weasels in the world for Ineffa's weapon ascension, and after fighting these weasels in Spiral Abyss, I used to think they were super cute, but no more. We fought as many as we could, and this was very useful for getting the materials for ascending Ineffa's weapon. We also fought the main ascension boss for Ineffa a couple of times, and I used Verissa to dash around the world to collect some flowers for Ineffa. Afterward, I headed over to Ineffa's weapon domain, as I wanted to upgrade her weapon to level 80, which this took a couple of runs and it was pretty easy to go through. There is a huge issue though. I was very low on Mora and EXP books, like I'm becoming broke at this point. So it was time for Leyline. I decided to do the ley lines in Natlan to get more of the Natlan enemy drops, and after doing a couple of ley lines, I was able to upgrade Ineffa to level 80 and her weapon to level 80 as well. And this nearly made me broke again. I need a loan at this point for 10 million Mora. And I'll probably become a criminal on the run as well because I won't be able to pay back the 10 million Mora. Now, when it comes to Ineffa's artifacts, I already have some pieces available while I was working on Columbina. So I currently have some placeholder pieces for Ineffa, and most of these pieces are pretty meh, but the flower and feather maybe had potential. Not to my surprise, while I was farming the domain, defense percent seemed to be a very common occurrence. I think at this point I'm literally cursed with defense percent. Why Hoyo? Ineffa wants attack percent, not defense percent. After suffering through many runs, I was able to actually get some decent pieces, and Ineffa's actually looking not too bad. We have roughly a 1-to-2 crit ratio now, over 2k attack, so I am meeting some of my goals for her. So it only took a bit of suffering to get here in the end. Overall, I would like to get some better pieces eventually, but for right now, this definitely works. I have an Attack Sands, Attack Goblet, and Crit Rate Circlet. If I swapped to Crit Damage Circlet, my crit rate would be in the 40s or so, and I'm not too sure if I honestly want to reduce my crit rate that much, so for right now, I'm going to stick with Crit Rate Circlet, and here's my current Ineffa build. Now, let's try out my newly built Ineffa. For my first team, I was thinking of trying out Ineffa here with Flins, Columbina, and Sucrose. What we're going to start off by doing is just beating up a couple of enemies in the overworld, and then I also definitely want to check out the test dummy in Miliastra, since I haven't actually been able to check that out just yet. Oh, Ineffa has something to say. Oh, cool. But I'm sorry, Mr. Knuckle Duckle, I will have to beat you up. I actually don't have Columbina's burst right now, which is a little unfortunate, but it is okay. I feel like we just deal so much damage that it doesn't honestly matter in the overworld. And yeah, the Knuckle Duckle is a goner. I'm so sorry, Knuckle Duckle. Let's go fight the horse over here. Oh, okay, we do have the Columbina burst, which is awesome. So we're going to skill it first. Same with Ineffa here. And boom! Then with Sucrose, we can attack like so. And with Flins, we can just... Oh, okay, never mind. We just literally kill the horse immediately. Okay, well, that was really easy to handle. Let's go fight something else. Okay, we have this enemy over here. So same thing as before. Let's go Columbina. We're going to skill and burst. Ineffa as well. Well, with Ineffa, we didn't have the burst just yet, but it's fine. We could just attack like so, and yeah, there we go. It feels like literally I could just do the one rotation and then the overworld bosses just kind of go down from there. All right, let's fight our little friend over here. We're just gonna fly over there, and we're also going to try our damage out on this enemy. I could also technically try Spiral Abyss as well. What I'll probably do though is play the Flins team on side 1 versus side 2, since side 2 gives a huge boost, if I'm not mistaken, to Lunar Charge teams. So maybe we could actually try this team on side 1 instead. All right, with Flins, boom, there we go. I literally used the burst and the enemy already went down. But yeah, we're definitely just destroying anything in our way with this team right here. I actually kind of want to try something here. So if I were to only use Columbina and Ineffa, how would that go? Like if I were to only use them to potentially just farm right here. So we can Columbina skill. I do need the energy though, unfortunately, but it's fine. Oh my gosh, that enemy is literally getting beaten up just by Ineffa and Columbina. Okay, let's try out this team in Spiral Abyss real quick. We're just going to skill and burst. Skill and burst here as well. Boom. Now with Flins, we can just attack like so. Yeah, even on this side, we're doing very well here. Yeah, this enemy is already about to summon its little friends in a moment here. Well, I don't really know if they're considered little friends, but these other robots right here. All right, so with Columbina, I'm just going to skill and burst here. Same with Ineffa. We're going to use our skill with Sucrose, and I can just attack like so with Flins. All right, and boom, there we go. And yeah, we were able to clear that in about 50 seconds, so that's pretty good. Oh, and then all the robots are just there. I kind of want to try this team here as well. So Columbina, Ineffa, Llama, and then Sucrose. We're just gonna skill and burst once again. Boom! And now with Llama, we could just use our skill and burst as well. All right. And now with Columbina, I can just focus on her charge attacks. We can also use her burst once again. There's just like so much going on my screen. I barely know what's happening anymore. Now with Columbina, we could just do the charge attacks again. And it is a little slower for sure, but I honestly haven't really tried out main DPS Columbina. But we were still able to clear that regardless. So there we go. And then there are all the robots. Now real quick, let's just go into Miliastra. So here we have the Miliastra test dummy, which is actually my first time using it. And I'm really excited to see how this goes here. So let's just take a look, and I'm not going to mess with any of that. I'm just going to begin. And we can just start off with Columbina here, then swap into Ineffa, then going into Sucrose, and then we could just attack with Flins. There we go. And boom. Attack once again. Now with Columbina, we can attack like so. Same with Ineffa. And with Flins, we can just keep attacking. Alright, so our DPS kind of just is moving all around the place, honestly, when it comes to how much damage we're actually dealing. But let's just try it here with Kuki, and let's see the difference right here. Now with Flins, we can just attack like so. Okay, that definitely feels like a very big spike, since we're not even reaching 100k, kind of close, but not quite. I think though, if I had better rotations, then that could definitely help us out here. But with Flins, we can just keep going, and boom. There definitely is a difference in the DPS, I would say, for sure. And that'll be all for today's video. I hope you all did enjoy, and also let me know if you pulled Ineffa on your account. How have you been enjoying her if so? Or if you plan to skip for someone else. I overall just absolutely love Ineffa. She's such a cool character, and then I also just love her robot. Look at how cute this freaking robot is. It is the cutest little thing. And I'm just an absolute fan of Ineffa's kits. I feel like it's just very fun to see all of the lunar charge numbers, especially with Columbina here as well. Overall, very fun in my opinion, and I'm very happy that I pulled Ineffa on my account. Lastly, if you'd like to see more Genshin content from me, consider subscribing to my channel, leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.